Hey, Scorpio seeker. Two of Wands. Learning something new. Sometimes I feel with Scorpios that, I guess you could say it about everyone, but with you, it's more evident that you already know everything. You just need to be recalled. Knight of Wands. Two fire cards right off the bat. There is a level of excitement and adventure and willingness to make a move. Something you've been contemplating over, looking at, thinking, observing, with the Two of Wands here. And then the Knight of Wands is your call to action, or your, should I say, desire to action. There's something you're very passionate about, so passionate about that you waited. People don't understand that when a Scorpio waits, it's not because they're lacking interest. The Tower, Ten of Wands, and King of Wands. When a Scorpio waits, it's because it has a lot of interest. But this is something overwhelming to you. It's like you don't even know how to approach it and what to make of it. And we see the Knight of Wands turned into the King of Wands after the Tower and Ten of Wands. It's like this intense experience that requires you, demands you to take a lot of responsibility, makes you mature like that in an intense, short amount of time. The South Node has been cleansing a lot in your life, from your life, within you, for the past year plus. Still has a few degrees more to go through your sign. And by the time the North Node moves into Aries and the South Node into Libra, and the South Node out of your sign, you'll be a different person. I'm picking up the person you're meant to be. Something really needs to break down around you or within you for this you to emerge. It's like the suit needs to be peeled off, the skin needs to be shed. They say that, 10 years ago, every cell in your body was completely different. And you shed it all, and now you're just a new cell, a new meat suit. And I feel like it's happening for you. It has been going on for you, but in 1 year, like you've been completely changing your cells. And it's probably been painful. It's a painful process in and of itself, this alchemical process of transformation, but to have it happen in such a short amount of time with so many events and so many breakdowns, it forces the king or the queen out of you. You can no longer take life as something that in which the consequences to your actions don't matter so much. It's like if you used to have actions that resulted in consequences, it wasn't as bad as it's been going on in the past year or so, or however time frame, some of you it's 2 years, in which the result of your actions was constantly way more intense than you're used to. So you really learned to be more cautious. There are a lot of responsibilities seen here from the cards. Making room on the table. Sorry. And you're doing it all. I mean, don't get me wrong. I honestly don't feel like I need to tell you how to do these things because you're on it. But let's see further. Ace of Cups. Are you in love, Scorpio? What is it that you're feeling? It's like you're asking that yourself. What is it that I'm feeling? It looks like love. The Ace of Cups. An outpour of emotion. But it's very it's not like dramatic and painful like you're used to it being. It's invigorating and exciting and healing, and it's optimistic. Like instead of thinking of the person and experiencing anxiety, fear, concern, lack of certainty, you're thinking about this person and you just smile. It's like the thought of this person just puts a smile on your face. And that's good. That's what you need to feel. It's very refreshing. It's a different experience for you, for some of you. And you're like, I didn't know love can feel good. We're going into Pisces season. Happy March. We're in Pisces season as I'm recording this. It's trining you. It's good for you. And it confuses you and makes you regress into your toxic habits. It's too good to be true. It can't be this good. Something must be wrong. I need to investigate further to find the thorn, to find the catch. I need to search for the other shoe before it drops on my head. And that's how you revert something positive into what it is you're used to it being, possibly negative, and then telling yourself that you were right about it. When you create your fear and then it manifests, and then you acknowledge yourself to be correct. You're wrong, and you're going to sabotage, and then you're going to lie to yourself about it. The good thing you're watching me, hi, so that I can stop you in your tracks and tell you, Scorpio, love, actual love, is good, is giving, is fun, and you don't need to turn it into all the things that some of you are used to it being by playing a lose-lose game. Practice the Ace of Cups. Emotional expression and honesty. Wearing your heart on your sleeve. That is the tactic that will work. All other tactics will not work. Not because you're not smart, not because it didn't work before, but because it's a different soil. You don't need to enact the same methods that you did when the soil was harsh and cold and full of rocks. Now the soil is benevolent and full of nutrients in which a lot can grow. and you need to let it. Don't pour ice on it to make it what you're used to it being. Because no, this plant will not grow in that area that you will make of it. This plant wants to grow in the soil that it is now. Don't put too much air into this, too much thought and strategy and tactics. You'll create a storm that doesn't want to be there. If you find yourself doing that, hold. Four of Swords. Stay still. Take deep breaths. Consider that you are thinking from and operating from trauma. It's a trauma response. It's what you've seen growing up. It's what you've experienced in your past karmic relationships. A side note, regardless, if you're in an environment that is toxic and competitive and demanding and crumbling, it could be a work situation, not everything broken wants to be fixed. Sometimes still things break down because they want to break down, because it's their time. Let people leave, let people show themselves, maybe leave yourself. I don't know. I don't know what the situation is. I can't tell you what to do in these things. But if the place forces you directly or indirectly to enact trauma-based tactics to survive or to thrive in it, then that place only or person only emphasizes your unhealthy mechanism that you had to, build and create to deal with the environments that you've been in. A lot of them were outside of your control. It could have been family, it could have been childhood, it could be school, whatever. But you need to understand that you're going into freedom where you choose your environment. You don't have to deal with that environment, right? But you're still acting as if you have to. You don't have to stay with that person. You don't have to stay at that job. You can choose your environment. Choose to be happy. Not forcing yourself to pretend to be happy in situations that don't make you happy. That's not a choice for happiness. That's a choice for misery disguised as happiness. Um, Choosing to be happy, meaning putting your ego aside and not forcing a situation that makes you unhappy in the name of whatever. Justice and Queen of Pentacles. Now, this is real talk. This is some grounded, authentic, in your face, truthful, as it is, real talk. It doesn't beat around the bush, but it's not cruel either. It's clear. You know where you stand. The other person know where they stand. Some of you, I see a separation because of the Tower, the Justice. There could be something that comes between you and another person. It could just simply be an ending. Some of you are in a court situation. But this will lead to stability. Like the end of this, or the clarity of this, or the decisiveness of this will lead to feeling a lot more at ease in your own skin, recognizing the soil that we spoke of, where a garden can bloom, going from a very toxic way of thinking or behavior. And again, it's not your fault. It's you had to respond this way to the world and to the scenarios that life kind of brought you. But the more you respond in a healthy, clear manner that doesn't circle and beat around the bush and looks for longer route just to tell your brain that you're smart, because if there's a lot of equations that you solve, you're so smart. But if there's just one equation that you solve, it was easier. But the thing is, easier is wiser. If you get from point A to point B fast, clear, easy, that's way wiser and smarter than getting from point A to point B. But so yeah, you have the intelligence to do all this, but did it serve you? It exhausted your energy, so it's not truly intelligent. And so many things could have gone wrong. You put a seed in the soil, you water it, you give it sunlight and fresh air, and it grows outside of the earth and turns into a plant, a flower, a tree. It's simple. The simplest process is the most powerful. To turn lead into gold, the simplest process is the most powerful. The only way out is in. Dive deep into your lead, to your shadow, to your darkness. Be the light that you seek, and you will overflow your own lead with light, and it will turn into gold, into life. And that's what you are guided to do this month and in your life. Where can something blossom? What kind of weeds need to be weeded out to make room for the roots of this garden to take hold and grow properly with ease, without resistance? Bottom of the deck, Nine of Cups. That's sweet. And Nine of Pentacles right beneath it. We're going to keep it on the table. That's a wish fulfillment. That is very prosperous, happy energy. There's a lot of pride. There's a lot of satisfaction. There's a lot of sexual satisfaction as well. I'm picking up here. Something that just fits perfectly. Two people that just understand each other. There's a powerful level of independence coming from both individuals, but also just, it's like perfect resonance. So it connects well together. It's just both are able to let each other be who they are together. So it's together, but also free. It's beautiful. Can you tell Scorpio more, please, about this person, about this situation for March? Go for it. You have 2 knights on the table. Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is a very fast-moving energy. It's the fastest knight of all the 4 knights. Why is it telling you to act fast? What's the hurry? Why is this knight saying to act fast? The Hangman. And the Hangman is a completely different energy. Because because any slow aspect of this, or slowed down, coming from a Hangman energy, and it's a level of sacrifice and victim mentality I'm picking up. Because we asked why fast? And we got the Hangman. So not acting fast, in this case, it's not like a general collective guidance, but it's for Scorpio for this reading. Not acting fast comes from fear and victimhood and a sense of sacrifice. It's like martyr. It's like a martyr vibe, but not like in a good way, like in a self-deprivation, punishment. You're punishing yourself. It's like someone who is hungry and they're sat at a table with just wonderful food and that they're able to eat as much as they want, but they won't. They just sit and watch it go cold because they don't think they deserve it or they don't think they're worthy, or I'm picking up maybe it's poisoned. Could you be more of a Scorpio, please, with that question? What if it's poison? What if it's food? It's food. It's food. It's food. Okay? It's food. What if there's poison? Yes, so, it did happen throughout history. Yes, yes. There were cases in which people poisoned other people with food. That's true, but the world is full of darkness and shadows and monsters lurking, but it's also not. Sometimes the food is just food and you're hungry. Like I don't know how many of you ask me that, but what if it's poisonous? But it's like book Scorpio. Okay. Um, so the hangman shows us that you're playing a game with yourself. You're used to being forced to sacrifice. You're used to being forced to walk away from something that makes you happy or that is good for you. And you're used to having painful endings to things that should be simple, that are simple for others. And so, once again, you're making this something that it's not because of your perception. במקום במחשבתו של אדם נמצאת, שם הוא נמצא. In the place where a man's thought is, that's where he is. We live in loops and circles upon circles of dimensional existences of different frequencies. We can all be in the same room but have a completely different experience, and it will all be correct. And you can change that. You can decide that this experience that you're creating with your perception doesn't make you happy. And you can decide something else. Oh, Or you can stay in this mindset of Eight of Swords. I mean, I see a level of betrayal. If there's something that you know is over, finish it. It's not like you, unless you're toying with your victim or with this person. There's something that this person doesn't see or doesn't know about you. Oh, and you're worried if they knew this about me, they wouldn't want me. Well, try. And maybe you're right. And maybe you're wrong. Either way, you will make goods of it, right? You'll transmute it into abundance and celebration and growth. You'll find a way. Look at it as a computer game. Tell the person what it is that scares you, what you're worried about. They are likely to really surprise you, but if not, at least you know. Hey, you. Death card in Pisces season. You are changing. The sign of change is changing. You're so good at it, and yet you so dislike it. This time, it's a happy change. Two of Cups. This time, it's a happy change. This is real. I am overwhelmed with this reading a little bit because it's not sticky positive, which makes me sometimes suspect. It shows the issues, it's real, it's honest, and yet it's also very good. Seven days free trial over on Patreon. Check it out, link is below. Um, if you wish to purchase this reading in retrospect, thank you. The suggested donation amount is $7.77. Link to do so are below, as well in the description box. Thank you. And I will see you very soon. Stay magic, stay true.